Hi everyone, good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. And happy Sunday, by the way. Um, so I think we are going to begin. This is 8 p.m. I'm not planning on using the full 1 hour today. I'm actually not doing too well. So, but we'll try to see what we can do. So just indicate if you can hear me, guys. Okay, thank you. Um, so if please can you reach out to the others on Slack? Anybody who is interested in joining? Um, yeah, just do that. Okay, while you do that, there is this update that I did, this SQL script that I used to add the foreign keys, right? Because in this case we have a user and we have a post. Assuming that there are several users in the system and they are adding post, we want to know which user added which post. So this SQL sets a relationship between the user and the post. One user can create several posts. That's what we consider, right? So that's basically it. You can write this SQL to set the relationship between the users and the post. Then we will see how to override whatever exists already. Um, okay, so this is a script, and when you write this, it actually adds the user ID on the post table. I had to edit it by actually manually selecting the user that did the post here. All right, so that's what you get. Now, so we have this. We have the user table. There's another column that we want to add, the date. Um, Worker table post adds column. I think let's call it dates and we'll set it to default. Now, current date. Okay, so the type two is date. Let me see that. Current date. Okay, so yeah, hopefully this should work. So coming back to our code, let me go back to the live site, localhost was to log in. Let me see if this user exists. No, which user exists within the system. Don't even know the users that exist. Let me see. We have the users table. We have DB and we have leon@gmail.com. So I'll try to use this one. Let's just log in with a particular user. And I think, I don't know if it's password. No, it's not password. 2, 3, 4. Each of them goes even. When I registered a user, I can't even remember the password. This and okay, so we are successfully logged in and we have this dashboard, right? So this is where we ended. We displayed the number of users in the system yesterday, and what we are left with is the post, right? So we can actually add block. I think we can add block right now. Let me check that. This is some title for the block and some content. Now we are not using any image. So I'm just going to put this because it's a required field in the front end. I'm going to add this up. Let's see if this works. All right, we have our post added. And if we come back to the post table, you see that our post is added and our user ID is null by default because we haven't handled user ID, right? So let's see. Okay, so what we are going to do now, we are just going to see how to continue working on this. Okay, if there are guys on WhatsApp, you guys reach out onto them. Uh, not familiar with your WhatsApp group, but okay, so let's come back. This is our block. This is our block. We defined the create method yesterday. We also defined a create lock, uh, and then this getters and setters here. At least we have that. Now, there is this thing that we want to do. Let me see. We want that in our users table, we should be able to get the current user that is logged in. And so if I go to the users table and the level of login, let me see. So for the login, we have this. Okay, so we have this, and there is something in this login right now. We actually do have a user. If password verified is equal true, then return true. And at this point, we could literally set a session here for the user ID so that we can actually get that, right? So let me get a session for the user ID to be the ID. This is just so that I can get another method that gets the user's ID, all right? So in this case, now I'm going to define another public function, uh, get user ID, and what this does is that, let's say, get logged in user ID. This method is just supposed to return the session at the ID, right? In the login, we did define a session here and set it as the ID. So in this case, when we get the logged in user ID, we are just getting the session of the ID. Now, if it does not exist, then we return false. This one is so that in the block, right, in the create method, I can say, let me see, uh, we could define a method here. So I definitely do need the user here, and I need an object of the user class. User for new user. So that here, I don't know if I'll be able to get this. Okay, so let me just add the user here. User. Private user. So let me see this. Let me public get user ID. I'll define it here. Uh, see, get user ID is the user dot ID. Expected something. I have this method, and our user should be passed within this constructor. So we could say this dot user is equal to new user, so that here we are able to uh, get user get logged in user ID. Let's just check if this works very well. So what I want to do right now is user ID is equal to this dot get user ID, and I want to insert the user ID in here, right? I'm just trying to edit this so that we create a post with the user ID, and user ID. We also want to set the date. Let's see, set the date. We want to get the date for now. Let me see, what does now have? I think now give the date, right? So this is basically it, and let us test this right now. I want to see if we have something up and running. So back to create this, let me add, this is some block with logged in user, and add the same body just for formality. Also this. Okay, so we submit this. I hope it works. Oh, HTTPS, and now log this out, post not created. So what was the problem? User ID, date. Um, Let me define a simple function here. Public function get date, and I want to return current date, year, month, day. So cannot redeclare block. Okay, there's already get date somewhere. Yeah, there's already get date. Let me just remove this right now and find it to be this dot. Some of these methods that I'm defining right now are almost not useful, but I just want to work with modularity. So I have this right now. Hopefully this should work. User ID. Um, let's see this. Okay, still not created. What is the issue? Let me see if anything adds up. No, nothing adds up. So year, month, and day. Is that what I have as date? Okay. So insert into post, user ID and date. So I think what we have right now should be the level of what? Is the user dot get logged in user. Let me test this other function by user. Comment this and test to see uh, echo log get user ID. And let me try to execute this on the browser. PHP. Okay, we literally have a null. Get user ID, get logged in user. Oh, currently there should be no session because let me relog in. Gmail.com. I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I just want to log in so I am able to check the other methods. Blog.php still get a nothing. Okay, so I'm going to try to define this method in the block instead, so we don't take too much time, and I'll get logged in user ID. See what it returns. Still no. Login user ID reset session. At login, what do we have at login? Few minutes, guys. Let me see what this is. Run this right now. So might just not use the user ID at the moment. Let's work without it so that we don't have to spend much time. Okay, so let's try to add posts, whatever this is. So I'm going to update this. Watch. Push table structure. Let me go to this date and change it to current timestamp for now as well. So here I'll just pass in the now and see. Refresh this. What's the problem right now? Like, we're not going to use this right now. Let me just get rid of it. Let's go back to where we were. I wanted to add the date and so on for now, but since something else is wrong, and let me see, create table date, not null. So insert into date. Now and okay, date still same. What that change here that is causing some wrongs? Okay, just this user. Did I change anything within the user? Get rid of this for now. Get logged in user. I don't need it. Let's come back to where we were. Okay, so date back here. I'll set it back to this date, current date. Set it to default now. Something here. Okay, so I think we are back to this, and I think the date is giving us a null at the moment. Okay, we have the date, and I think it's good. We'll check user ID later. And I even think the problem was a problem. I don't know yet. So we have this now. So we have the date because in the post display we need the date there. That's why I wanted to make sure we have the date on the table. Okay, so back to this. What I wanted us to do was to continue on the block. We can create block now. We also need to be able to get all posts, right? So I will just paste this because we need it. All right. So get post, and what we need is select everything from post, and the result is a query. We set the post into an array, then check if the posts are greater than 0. If the number of rows are greater than 0, then we get all the posts. This, we are going to use it somewhere. Let me show you that. So on the dashboard, right, we have to also import the post, right? We also have to import the post, and we need um, this same logic that is here. I can just copy it right now and paste it here, right? But this is going to be new block, right? So I can say posts is equal to new post, and this is going to be posts um, get post, right? And then we're going to echo the count. That's basically it. So we have this one, we've defined this method get post. Oh, we've defined this method get post. Let me go back to it. Define the method get post, and we've returned the post as an array, and we've also on the dashboard now we just count the number of items in the array. Hopefully this should work for the dashboard. So if I go back to dashboard.php, I have the total number of posts to be 5. So we have the number of posts now, and if we go to the database, actually there are 5 posts, all right? Are they 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So we have a count of the post. Now, the next thing we want to do is that we want to click on this and get a listing of all the posts. Okay. So I hope you guys are getting me right. So we want to go back now and design the all post page. So I could just say all posts.php, and this is basically going to display all the posts for me. What I'm going to do, there's already some kind of a design here. um, Let me see, just copy the header. Have the header here, which is just, yeah. Then the body now, the body, what we need to do in the body is we want a table that is going to display all the posts, right? So I can create a simple div, a container div that let me just give it a small margin top so that we have something. So with that, let's see, I can say h1 all posts will be displayed here. Now nothing there yet. I just want to make sure that when we click we have the page. So this, okay, this page is not working. There's some PHP here that doesn't make sense. Let's see that. um, Blog account, there is nothing called account, there's rather user. Let's see that. Okay, so all posts will be displayed here. Sorry about the styling, it's really horrible. Somebody needs to teach me colors. So I don't even need the background image right now. So we have totally white background, right? So all posts will be displayed here. Now let us design a table that is going to handle the post for us, right? So what we want to do here is in the table inside this container. Let me see. Uh, okay, inside this container, I hope we have Bootstrap. Yes, we have Bootstrap. So I want to define another container. Um, and this is going to the table. And inside here, I'm going to have a table, right? Um, table dot table dot table strict. How to spell it? Okay, so I have this table, and I'm going to define my table head. Fine, guys, you people are supposed to help me with this T head. And let me get the table row now, and I have the ID. Do I need the ID? Okay, let me just add the ID. We have the ID, the title, the content, the created ads, and the actions, right? I think we'll go with this. Um, so we have that, and there is this style that I want to add. It's not a style actually, but I need it because the table might just start misbehaving. So I have a padding 4 for the x, padding 4 for the x and 2 for the y, then 20% for some stuffs. I don't even need this ID right now. So this I'm going to add here. Add this here. Add this here. So not all are going to be 20%. This one is going to be 15. This is going to be, oh, that is a content, not 15. So the content should be 30%. The author, I did not add the author yet, so let me set it to 10%. this one to be okay. Auto is 10% created on, just set it to 15, whatever. And we have that. Is this even not more than 20? Set this to 5. So if we calculate this 15, 45, 55, um, 70, 90. So we could literally make the content to be 40 and the ID or the author to be 15. Right, so we have that. I even what is there right now. So we have this right now. And what we want to do is that we have the table head. Let's have the T body where we're going to display now the content, right? So we have this. Let me just add this, and we create a new instance of the post class. So I'm just going to get posts, right? That's going to be the post. Then I'm going to use the for each loop. You have to take note of this. I use the for each loop. So for each post as post like now, since I'm returning an array, let me just show you that. To X, um, to comment this, I'll var dump the post so that you see what I'm talking about. So on this, if I come back here and refresh, you get a listing of all the posts as an array. So what we want to do is we want to display this post on the table, right? So that is what I'm going to do here. Okay. So back to this, I use the for each, right? And then let me comment this. I don't need it for now. For each post as post, what I want to get is I get a post and the ID, the title, the content, the user name. And is there a username for the post? There's no username for the post. So it's called user ID. We have the dates, right? So the contents. And yeah, that's basically it. So if I refresh this, I'm expecting to have some content. This is the test content post. We have just one here. So for each post as posts, um, let's see where this error is coming from. It's displaying just one. Let me see the last test title. Okay, so it's displaying just the first. For each post as post, um, okay, so let me see. We create a table row, we get the ID, we get the content. I'm not going to use the, okay, the user ID is necessary. Um, I call this post the user ID. I also have, let me not use this at the moment. So I'm just going to give an empty table data. Let's see the display right now. So we have this, right? I think the ID was clashing with other IDs, but anyway, so we have a listing of all the posts here right now, and it is pretty clear. It's just a for each loop that takes each post in the array, creates a new table row, and passing the title, the content, the user ID, the date, and yeah, that is it. So what was wrong with this? Let me see if it was the level of the ID. Okay, it was not at the level of the ID. We have this right now, and you can see that the post IDs are declared. You also have the author ID, right? You have the username, and then we have the Hey guys, sorry, turns out, yeah, I was kicked out by the network. Can you hear me now? Sorry for let me share my screen. All right, hopefully you can hear me now, right? All right, so let's just continue from where we ended. So we have been able to display the post, right? Let me enlarge the screen. Please, if my screen is not visible, just let me know. Right? Let me try to add that. So I have the post on the all post page. I have a simple style here that what the style does is, yeah, not much. I have a simple table too that displays the headers as ID, title, content, author, created ad, and actions. And then I have them printed out using a for each loop. Please take note of that. So because we have the post, um, the post, how do you call it? The post object at the top. That is why I am able to access it here, like post equal post.get post, because I already have it at the top created. And now with this, what this will be an array. And to look through an array, there are several ways, but one of the best loop for an array in PHP is a for each loop. So for each post as a post, I should display all of this. And let me uncomment this. Right, let us see what this will give. Okay, so I have this right now. Sorry for the styling. Um, what should we have? BTM primary. Uh, okay, so the actions should be, let me set it to 30%, and something here should be 30. Let me see how this looks like right now. Okay, I might have to give a custom style to this BTM primary 100. 100. I don't even know if this is going to help. Okay, we have this. You can always style this to your likes, right? Definitely, this is not the best. Um, if I remove the button, um, let's see what I have here, whether it's going to help. No, it doesn't. So, anyways, we are not. Okay, so we have this now, and literally we have this button. So when I click on it, I have something. And I delete, you see when I hover over it, you actually do see stuff, right? So let's see what we are going to have right now. We have the post, and this table doesn't seem stripped. What's the problem? Table stripped. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, we have this right now. So we have a display of all the posts. Guys, are you here? Yeah, about the project phase, before it even starts, all your tasks could be created. Okay. So we have this post now displayed. So we want to be able to edit posts. We also want to be able to delete posts, right? So basically what we have should be the edit post should what should we get? All right, it should take us to another page. The delete post should literally be a form, right? So in this case, this is going to be a form, and this form's action is going to be user action.php, and what we have in there will just be a simple button with a button, uh, type submit, name, delete, uh, delete, submit. I'll just call it like that, and I'll have delete, right? So we'll also have this hidden field. So we have it a hidden field, yes. So we have a hidden field that we are going to use to delete. So I think with this, I don't think this is necessary again. And we will have a class here, btn danger kind of. So literally the same styling, but the only difference is that let's give it a width of 100. And okay, we're back to normal, right? This is now a submit. And yeah, so if I click on this delete, um let's go back and make sure that we have the posts, because in this case we don't want to show the id anyhow. So method should be post. Mm, click on this and I have, okay, the id is not displayed here. So let's see, post add id. Okay, so with this now we want to go to the user action and check for the delete submit, right? So this is literally a lot of else if. Set delete submit, the name of the button. Then what we want to do is, let's just echo out id to make sure that we have something. We set post delete. Yeah, definitely that should be it. So we have this. Where is 5 coming from? Great, we have 51 instead of um is there something that is trying to display? Let's see that id 51. Five, not five. Okay, so there is something we might need to change in the block. Select star from block. I will literally want to select what do I want to get? Because literally right now, if we get post at the index of id, we get the user id displayed as well, because when we load the post table, it automatically comes with the user. So what we want to do is, let's see this, let's see, all posts, let me see, post at index 0 dot id. This does not work, then we might have to change our select. It's okay, still the same thing. So we want to change our select statement. Instead of selecting star from post, we want to select something else. So I'll edit this select star so that we have select post.id, that it as post id, title, content, um, user ID. What again do we need? Date and post. Let's see if this even helps. Does this help? Yeah. So we have that now, and um, the reason I'm doing this, like I said, if we want to display ID, we have two IDs. One is the user ID and the other is the post ID. So on displaying it, there is some clash. So in this case, what I want to put is the post ID, right? And in this case, post ID, um, post ID, and the same thing, right? So this should definitely work. So we are back, and if I click on this, we still have 51. Is there post ID of 51? No. So there is this 5 that is coming. I'm trying to get where the 5 is coming from. Who has discovered where the 5 is coming from? Hmm. Ooh, so post in the user action. Delete, 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 delete. Let me see. ID. So I'm going to come back to this, and I'm going to set it to user ID. So we see, oh, that should definitely be coming from, okay, um, post ID. I think there is this ID that was set. Let me see this. This is going to be post ID. Is this? We're back. Um, delete. We have 51 again. Guys, where is 51 coming from? Post and post ID. Um, so let's see. Back to this. Our posts and see hidden post ID is called post ID. User action. Hmm. Let's see. Let me just get here and see something. Make sure that we are on track. Let me use get and refresh this. No, this doesn't make sense. 55 instead. So there is this 5 in front, and I'm trying to understand where it's coming from. Anyways, let me just try to use this at the moment. So I will use, ouch. Um, did I create an object of the post class already? Yeah, we have the block already. So you can say block set ID to be equal to ID. and I'll have block.delete, right? So I just have this right now, like if block.delete and this, but we've not implemented the delete function, right? So within the block, I also want to have the ID. And get rid of this unused properties at the moment. So I have private ID, and I want to also set the ID and get the ID. So I'm going to define my getters and setters here to uh, set ID and get ID, so that if I come to the top and I can use the public function um, delete, and this is literally just going to get the ID that I set at the level of the user action, right? Just like what we did for the user. So it's basically the same thing. And I'll have my SQL and so on. Okay. So with this, I am sure that it is going to work. So back to my user action. What I want to do is why is the day going like this? So if delete, then I should do this. If not, not deleted. So hopefully I should come back to my dashboard and also handle the delete and the not deleted, right? So basically I should have that somewhere. Um, just going to copy this right now, and I'm going to paste it like blue. Um, okay, it was successfully uploaded and so on. I should also have this. No, we also have this. This is just some checks, right, for the delete. So they said um, in the block we use some keys. This user action we use some keys deleted and not deleted. That is one. That is what I want to use here. Deleted and deleted and deleted. Now this is not deleted, not deleted, and not deleted, right? So hopefully this logic should work. Delete, we have nothing. Um, if we set this section, session, session, title of this session, right? Okay, so this should work. Okay, post successfully deleted, and we refresh this. We have still same, so it wasn't deleted, like it wasn't. So what then is the problem? Delete, post successfully deleted, but the post does not actually delete. So our logic might be wrong. So back to user action. Um, session delete says delete from post where ID equal this. Literally that our ID is the problem, and let's try to work with that. Okay, so back to this delete. Um, convert this thing back to, should I do that? No. Let me delete from post where ID, call ID. The ID that comes is 51 instead of 1. And I want to suspect that that is the reason why it is not being deleted. So we need to handle this ID that is coming here. Um, Post author ID, all posts. So we have post ID for this posts. User action hidden name post ID echo post ID. I want to fill that. I'm going to call something here block posts. Come back here. For each post, let me call this for each post as blog posts. Blog. Just want to make sure that we don't have the clash between the user ID and the post. And I am sure that it was coming from wherever. Okay, let me see this. Cool. We have 5. Now we also have 5 still. So what is the problem here? We are rather getting the user ID. Like, post. Okay, I think we'll deal with this, and then the other ones you guys can see how to deal with it. Let me just try to correct this one, right? So if you said get posts methods, like action.php, I have all post php, post value, local the post ID, I have a button type submit. Uh, what is happening? Okay, so we actually get this. So our routing works, and I hope I'm still there. Let me just finish this posts, set ID, then delete, and navigate back to the dashboard. What's the problem here? Successfully deleted, but it doesn't delete. Okay, so let me just kind of echo ID, and let's still see what this guy has to say. We still get the 51. Have somebody seen where the 5 is coming from? Like, there is this 5 that is coming at the front, which I'm trying to understand. So all posts, user action, post.id as post ID. Let's see, ID, post ID. Still have 51. Oh God. Is my screen really that blue? Mm, if my screen is blue, then it should probably be your network. So let's see, ID, get ID, and ID is post ID. Okay, let me just check something out here. Um, I try to check if I have a fix. Right. Okay, so after this, right, I'll just try to, yeah, you guys can complete the others. At least you have seen some approaches that you use, like the real world applications and so on. So I think you just, yeah, I'll just leave that to you guys to complete if we cannot complete, so that we can dive into Laravel for sure. So block, let's see, delete, mm, delete post, delete and post, delete. Okay, so if this is true, then return true. Yeah, this should probably work like it's supposed to work. It's just the ID that we are getting 55, 51 instead of 1. There's certain 5 in front that I'm trying to um, get. Okay, let me try to log out because let me just try to log out. So log out and log in back. Let me just hope that before posts. Okay, so probably because we were logged in and there was this ID that was set. Ah, God. Okay, so this, let's just come back here and comment this logic that was here. Refresh this, delete. We have post deleted, and we still have 5. Like, how is that? Okay, So this one now is no longer logic. So if you set post this, then delete, let's say delete, set ID to ID, delete from post where ID equal ID. God, trying to understand this. Okay, so let me check the user action again. Echo ID. Make sure that we are getting the right ID in this moment. So we have 2, we have 3, we have 4. So we are good to go. So if block.delete set deleted to this, but let me see what delete says. Delete this dot get ID. Um, delete from post where ID equal ID. Mm, yeah, it's literally the same thing here. So you see it from post where ID equal ID. Refresh this. Okay, so delete isn't working, and it's probably because of an error that we haven't been able to figure out. I'll just try to correct this and send to you guys. Um, I'm pretty exhausted right now. Okay. Also noticed. Okay, so what we are going to do, right? From the next class, you are going to join me on Zoom rather, so that we can interact together. Okay. So I don't know if the error is coming from me right now or it's just stuff misbehaving here. But literally, this is the delete method, right? I could literally try to redefine this method. Then if it works, we will see how to uh, modify the other one. So there is this delete post, and I want to come here and use the delete post method instead. And then I pass in the ID, get rid of the setter at the moment. Let me see, refresh this, delete. We have this. Okay, so this works. I don't know why the other one did not work. Okay, so this one I defined a function that takes in the ID and does the same logic, and it's literally the same like the delete. I'm going to work on this delete again, and we'll see where the problem is coming from. Okay, so we have this. We know that our delete works right now. Like if I come here and I try to delete this one, you see it deletes, and we have total number 3. If you notice, the one that we deleted is not there. Okay, so we have the delete, and the last one we'll be working on should probably be the update, right? To update a post and so on. That's, I don't know, I think we should end there, right? Let me see the time. 12. All right, so I think we should end here today, but let me just define the other method so that we can work from there the next time. So we have the get post, right, which is just going to get a particular post. So select from post where ID is equal to the ID of the post, and literally we are just going to pass the post into an array and return it to the user. Now, in that case, we are going to have another post, right? We could call it single post. .php or whatever, however you want to call it, right? So let's work on edit block.php, and it's literally going to be the same thing. So in this case, I'm going to copy some code and paste and then explain. So we have the edit block, and I'll probably just paste some code here and then explain. So uh, we have we just simply import the other ones. We import the classes, the user, the block, and the connection, and we have our normal header. What again? Um, okay, this one gets blocked by slug, but I could say get posts, right, by ID, and this one slug or whatever title. Yeah, so we don't have an image yet, no image yet, so I'm just going to leave that one and and yeah, so we should be good to go here. I hope, yeah, we should be good to go here. What